Welcome, my friends. Welcome back. I'm Pastor Mark of Clinton Avenue Reformed Church, Bergenfield, New Jersey. I'm glad you're here for this, the beginning of a brand new Bible story series. This one's all about I'm a friend of God. Jesus stands with me. And we're going to film all of these stories right up here by this tapestry. Jesus, the Good Shepherd, always watching out for us. You are a friend of God, whether you realize it or not. Jesus stands with you even in the most difficult of times. This is the first story in our series of 7. I hope you'll be here watching all 7 of these. Encourage your friends. Even comment if you see it on Facebook, or later on if you see it on our YouTube channel. But what's this first story about? Jesus' temptation. Yeah, even Jesus got tempted. Of course. Sometimes the people who try the hardest get tempted the most. You remember, we've talked about this before. Jesus was God made into a person. He showed us how to live to please God. He showed us how to live that someday we'll be in heaven. You know, not everyone gets there, and that is sad. But people who are striving to do what God wills, well, that proves that God's called them. They're God's friends. Now, that doesn't mean life is easy. Look at this guy in the background here. That's the devil. The devil wanted Jesus to misuse his power. The devil wanted him to misuse his life. Jesus wanted to use his power, his life, his presence to tell others about God, to put himself last and other people first. Often he got tired doing his ministry because he healed people and he fed people. He told people who weren't feeling very loved, you are loved. God loves you and so do I. Well, the devil said, I'm going to make him use his power selfishly. And then he won't be a good example for people of the world. Does that happen to you? Sometimes you get tempted to not do your best, maybe even like to cheat. Or sometimes you are tempted to not be kind to those around you. There might be some people you think are little twitty, little dopey, not very popular. You might be tempted not to include them. You might be tempted maybe even to not be very nice to them. Well, that's the devil talking. But if we're listening to Jesus, Jesus is telling us, no, use your popularity. Use your smarts. Use your wonderful nature to be kind to everyone, to include everyone, and of course, use your life to honor God. God made you. God's your friend. God's with you. What have you done to be a good example to others about what friends of God act like? You kind? Honest? Cheerful? How about patient? Someone is being less than nice. Can you be a little patient with them? And when you lose patience with them, can you speak to them kindly and say, hey, you're not acting right. Please stop. Without lashing out at them? That's something for us all to try. But when we're trying to act right and resist those temptations to do bad stuff, remember, Jesus is with us. God is a friend of God, and we are God's friends. And if we ask, God will send other friends to come and help us. You know, at the end of the story, when the devil was tempting Jesus, something interesting happened. Angels came. Yes, there were angels who came down, and they took care of Jesus. When he said no to the devil, other messengers of God came and took care of him. When we say no to the devil's temptations, there'll be the people who help take care of us, other friends of God. Remember, all through this week and next week and years to come, remember, you are a friend of God. God is a friend of yours. Let's act like friends of God. And Jesus will all be standing next to us at all times and in all places. You're God's friend. Let's sing a little bit together.